The month of June has really shown us that the industry is recovering, especially when we look at the levy that we've collected. When we did the tracking, we saw that we collected 98% of what we collected the same month in 2019 versus this year, the same month. So it really shows us that we are getting there in terms of recovery. We do notice that now that we have been open for events, from sporting events and conferencing in full capacity, we may see even a greater recovery in the few months to come. Given the fact that the month of June is considered a low season, I think the results that we've seen, it's encouraging. And it shows that the industry may be on full recovery towards the end of the year. We still have inbound to deal with, and we still have to get a few more markets to open. But overall, looking very positive compared to the past 2.5 years of COVID. What we are seeing now is that more and more levy collectors are coming on board. More and more properties are starting to reopen, and this is encouraging from levy collector side, and also encouraging for business to be opening up. So for us, the 98% that we've seen compared to June 2019, it's very encouraging. It simply means if we compare it to 2020 and 2021, it's probably going to result in about 200% increase from what we've seen in the 2 years of pandemic. What's important is that the levy that we collect, we make sure that it's used for the things that will grow the industry. We make sure that it's used for the things that will encourage more tourists to come into South Africa and more South Africans to travel their own country. That is the sole goal for us. It needs to have a return on investment, and we will make sure that that is done. I'm happy that the efforts that we've put in terms of lobbying government, especially the Department of Health, through various channels, including NEDLAC, has paid off. It simply means that now we should be operating effectively without the travel safe, eat safe protocols that we've put together. So it's important to note that those protocols, as of now, we no longer need to be practicing them, but if anyone wants to practice them voluntarily, they can continue to do so. But as far as the TBCSA travel safe, eat safe protocols, I can safely say that we are now in a normal situation whereby it's voluntary to practice those. And also the fact that now we are open for conferencing, I really encourage the tourism colleagues to perhaps move out of Zoom into the room, because we've got many facilities that are open. I understand that technology is here to stay, but we need to utilize our spaces the way we were utilizing them, because this is our business. And let's make it fun, let's make it exciting, and let's give purpose to tourism and making sure that people can get out of these online meetings and go to the rooms that we have. The upcoming Tourism Leadership Conference hosted by the TBCSA is very significant. We've gone through the past 2.5 years of COVID. We need to make sure that we are all aligned between the public sector and the private sector in terms of what do we do going forward to grow tourism so that we can have a positive impact on the economy, and more importantly, how do we create more jobs? So for us as leaders to get together and to discuss important issue, including policy issue, how do we market South Africa as a destination, how do we encourage more young people to join our industry, and how do we open doors for young people, how do we drive transformation, how do we drive regional integration in terms of the SADC region, to make sure that there's a flow of tourists here at home and within the region, and also the policies that are here at home and throughout the regions are unified or harmonized in order for us to be able to operate. This is an opportunity for us as a private sector to engage with the public sector in an open discussion on the future of tourism in this country. What are we going to be looking at in terms of 2030? What kind of numbers do we need to be looking at, and do we need to be committing at? And also, what are the things that we need to do to achieve those numbers? I think that one of the things that we said from the beginning of this year is that this is the year of action for us here at TBCSA. We want to make sure that all the things that we need to do are done, and the conference is part of that. We need to reset the agenda for tourism. We need to work well with our private sector colleagues, and we need to make sure that we remove all the obstacles for tourism to grow. So this is an opportunity for everyone along the value chain, all the sub-sectors of tourism, to really come on board The conference is there, 14th to the 16th of September. It's the tourism month. We're looking forward to seeing you there, and we're looking forward to these fruitful engagements.